What a mother. Wow, what a night. I mean, talk about blowing the freaking roof off the top. Every single match, with the exception of two matches, was awesome. Okay, so let's talk about it. 10 minutes. Quick rundown. John Cena versus Austin Theory. Okay, this is the match that I was looking forward to since it was announced for night one. I was all like, shh, it's kicking it off with a bang. This is going to be a great match. What happened? I don't know what the hell I just watched. I mean, Austin Theory is an upcoming talent. I've said it time and time again. This is the guy that WWE entrusted with its future. You know, after Roman Reigns, after Cody Rhodes, and it was a passing of the torch. Triple H said it himself in the press conference. Austin Theory is going to be that guy. In this match, everybody said that it was going to get him over. And I don't know if it did that. I really don't know. The match itself was weird, and it was way, way too damn short. You talk about a low blow and an A-town down, that's it? That's what puts Cena away? The build-up to this match was so much more compelling, so much more exciting, and the match just didn't deliver. I give that shit like 2 stars. It didn't hit me. I don't know if it hit any of you guys or hit anybody, but it didn't hit me. It didn't cut me. It didn't excite me whatsoever. I really don't know what to say about that match. I mean, I love the outcome of it. You know, I wanted Theory to win, and I wanted him to be put over and you know, grab that torch. But, like, I don't know. I don't like the way it was done. And I don't think most people did either. So, moving on to the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. That match was insane. Chad Gable is an amazing athlete. Just the core strength. He did that rolling suplex on Braun Strowman. Are you kidding me? A guy who's like twice his size, 2.5 times his size. He suplexed him. I mean, the athleticism, the strength, the technique on that. I mean, Chad Gable deserves a push, and I've been saying it. He really does need to get a push. We can't let this man go down as one of the most underrated wrestlers ever. I mean, it's a crying shame. It's like he should be in a way bigger position than he is right now. Ricochet, again, amazing athlete. That shooting star press, I don't think anybody does it better. I mean, that man just, wow. And then the Street Profits actually shocked me. You know, I thought they were going to come out and do the usual BS, whatever. Braun Strowman was rounding that corner, that post, and Angelo Dawkins just trucked Braun Strowman. How many times do you look up at the TV and you see somebody trucking Braun Strowman? No, you see Braun Strowman trucking people. You don't see Braun Strowman getting trucked. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, the impact on it. I was in shock. I mean, me and my cousin Chris, we were going crazy. Like, it was nuts. It was nuts. So, and then the ending to that match. I mean, I wasn't rooting for the Street Profits, but I liked the way that match ended. You know, they are a great tag team. At the end of the day, they do deserve their props. It's just, I wish, I don't know, there was a little more spice to them. Something changing. But nah, it was a great match. I give that a 4-star rating for that. Now, I'm kind of like losing the order because I don't remember. So I'm just going to go with the Pat McAfee versus The Miz. Look, me and Cruz were talking about this. WrestleMania Hollywood. I mean, what do you think? What do you expect when you hear that title? You hear celebrities, you hear surprises, you think about those things. Pat McAfee is good, he's entertaining, but like to have as the main surprise, like, oh damn, that wasn't on the card, but now we're getting it, bonus match, great. It just didn't do anything. I mean, the crowd was like, it went mild. It didn't do much. Yeah, McAfee is good in the ring or whatever, but like, I think that match, again, maybe like, I liked it less than Theory versus Cena, but I think it might have been a little bit better. It's just because I like Theory a lot, and Cena's Cena, but like, this match didn't do a damn thing either. It's just really lame. Pat McAfee versus The Miz, 1.5 stars, whatever. I didn't like it. Rollins versus Logan Paul, that was the third match. That's the match that I lost. It was a good match. I give it 3.5 stars, whatever. I mean, the only thing I wanted out of this match was Seth Rollins winning. That's it. I'm tired of Logan Paul, and if his contract is indeed expiring after WrestleMania 39, I'll be the happiest man alive. Look, it's clearly a business thing, and I can't stand people overhyping this man. He does a couple of flips. Yeah, he has athleticism and all that, but it's like he has one great match every 4, 5, 6 months. Like he literally does not show up. People talk about Roman Reigns not showing up. I mean, this guy doesn't fight that often, and then when you see him, and John Paul is my witness. He doesn't even watch WWE. I'm barely getting him into it now because he took a break from it. Whatever. We saw this event, and he doesn't even think that Logan Paul is that great anyway. Logan Paul is so overrated, it's ridiculous. He gets all the heat because nobody likes him in real life. It's not that he's so great at getting heat in the business. It's just he gets heat because of who he is outside of the company. So, I mean, if Rollins would have lost, that would have just been an embarrassment. There's no way he was going to lose. I like the part where KSI was dressed up as the Prime Drink, and he was taking a selfie, or he was going to record Logan Paul doing the frog splash on Seth Rollins through the table, but Seth pulled his ass on the table, and Logan jumped on KSI, and then proceeded to throw Logan Paul in the ring, and Seth Rollins curb stomped him. 1, 2, 3. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I loved the ending. All I wanted was for Seth Rollins to win, and we really need to talk about his wardrobe. I mean, that guy is he's going insane. And what's Logan Paul doing with all he just rips off people. I swear. He did a knockout version of Shawn Michaels' entrance at WrestleMania, I think it was 12 or 13. He's doing the same thing, except he just went straight up. He wasn't sliding on a zip line. I don't know. It's just 3.5 stars out of 5, I think, is appropriate for that match. Okay, so now we get into a match that I don't think is going to be talked about as much, but I really love this match. I'm giving it a 4 stars. Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, and Lita versus Damage Control. Now, the only thing I can say that was negative about this match was you kind of knew who was going to win the whole time. I mean, sure, there were rumors stirring up about Trish Stratus turning heel and after they lost, or maybe she was going to get jealous because she felt like she was being treated like the third wheel or whatever. But that didn't happen, and I'm glad it didn't happen because I'm not sure I want to see Trish Stratus turn heel. I love Trish. And she looked fire, and I'm not just talking about her looks. She looked great in the ring. The way she executed those moves where she had both of them, and she just turned both of them and sent Bayley and Dakota to the side of the ring. The way she executed her signature moves, like, these women look great. Lita as well, where she did that move in the corner where she ran up the turnbuckles and then got Dakota in a Hurricane Rana position and then sent Dakota into the turnbuckle. That was great. I mean, everybody was just hitting their spots. The only botch that I kind of saw was, and I know everybody's concerned, they haven't been in the ring in a while, they're going to make so many botches, whatever. It was only that thing where Trish Stratus does her signature move, but they were doing it outside of the ring before she sent, I forget who it was. I keep saying Dakota Kai, but I know Dakota Kai didn't take this much damage. But anyways, you get my point. Just the feeling of it, how clean the match was, I was very proud of Trish and Lita for really stepping up and giving us a great show. It really was. Like, I was expecting this match to be, no, but it was clean. I really enjoyed this match. So, again, I loved it. I mean, and it's so appropriate because honestly, I think Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, Lita are 3 of the greatest of all time, and they really put it on out there. Just a phenomenal match. And then Bayley, of course, did her thing. Damage Control did their thing. So it was good. It was good. Then we move on to Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. I knew from the moment that Dominic made his entrance that this match was going to be amazing. I mean, just everything about this guy just makes you want to hate him. It's just ridiculous. The fact that he's spit in his father's face for the last 6 months alone. drives me nuts. And then he comes out as some, hard prison inmate with a Mysterio mask. Is just ridiculous. I mean, it's just like, it's so absurd that it's cool. And when Ray was coming out, he came out with a lowrider with Ed to Eddie's theme, and Snoop Dogg is driving the lowrider. I mean, just cool. I like the fact that he paid homage to Great Muta with his mask. He said that it took 6 years. It was in development for 6 years in making this thing. Not my personal taste, but I still enjoyed the fact that he made a tribute to the Great Muta. And the match was awesome. I loved Aaliyah's involvement. I loved the mom's involvement, Judgment Day's involvement, Legado Fantasma's involvement. I mean, the whole thing there. Everybody played their part, and whoever produced this match knew exactly when to do things. When Ray pulled out a belt, dude, that was crazy. That was funny as hell, and really enjoyable to watch. He's just spanking Dominic, man, and Dominic got what he deserved. I give that match 4.5 stars out of 5. I mean, that is a great match. Everything about it, and the whole crowd was into it the whole time. Just fantastic. Next, we move on to Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. That match was as physical as I've ever seen a match be physical. I mean, just the sheer hits when Rhea suplexed Charlotte, and Charlotte landed on her face, and she had like a burn right here across her bridge of her nose. I was like, dude, hard hits. I mean, not really any botches in that match either. Everybody, Rhea and Charlotte hit their spots. That match was back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But at the end of the match, you started to see that everybody was going for Rhea. There was not one person that I could hear on, at least through the TV, that was going for Charlotte. Because everybody was talking about, if Charlotte retains, it just shows that Vince is back in control and all this other, And in a way, that's true. And you know what? Rhea needs this win, because I made a video saying that Rhea should become the undisputed women's champion. And she should. She's the biggest star there, biggest female heel there. And every match that she puts on is a banger. Why wouldn't she hold all the belts? I think she's a bigger star than Bianca. I'm sorry. Take a look. This match got all the hype on the women's side, and then I would say it was a 6-woman tag team match. But it was well deserved, because you saw what the result was. You saw what the product was. It was amazing. That match was top 3 for me. So, like Triple H said, performance of a lifetime. I really, really enjoyed that match. It was really something else. I mean, from the natural selection being hit to Rhea Ripley constantly defending the figure 4 leg lock to the rib tied off the second rope. I mean, it was hard hitting as ever, man. It was like, that might be like one of the best women's matches I've ever seen. And I've seen some good ones. I grew up in the women's era where women got a lot of opportunity to show what they can do off. But this match, it was like a whole new level, and I really enjoyed the moment where when Rhea Ripley was celebrating, Charlotte kind of was breaking character, but not really. She was proud of Rhea, handing that torch off to her, but like at the same time trying to play her character as disappointed and what have you. It was very similar to WrestleMania 37, where Bianca beat Sasha Banks. And it was a really cool moment to see. Ay, ay, ay. And then we move on to the match that, for me, was really hard to swallow, because I'm a huge Bloodline fan since day one when Roman returned in SummerSlam 2020 and introduced this tribal chief, head of the table character, and started this whole storyline with Jey Uso and then Jimmy Uso and putting everything together. And it really elevated the Usos. I mean, when you talk about greatest tag teams of all time, they're up there. if you don't have them as the best, you gotta at least have them at like top 5. Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian, Usos. Shit, I mean, I don't even like the New Day, but you can throw Demolition in there. You can throw a New Day in there. Like, all those guys have to be in the top 5. Like, they have to be in that conversation. So, and the Usos have done an amazing job, just amazing storytelling. Again, my hat's off to Jey Uso. Jey Uso has really come into his own, creating the storyline with Sami Zayn, and just taking us on this emotional roller coaster for the last 4, 5, 6 months. It has just been amazing. I totally agree with Sami Zayn when he compared this storyline to The Sopranos TV show on HBO. They've done an amazing job for the 622 days that they held the championships. We're in an era right now where the tag team championships and the tag team division are they're in peril a little bit. They really are, because if you take a step back and you look at the rest of the roster, there's not really a tag team before today that I was really invested in, or that many were invested in general. It was just like the tag team division, since I've been a wrestling fan, hasn't been all that great. And I've been a wrestling fan for a while. And back then, you know, I'm talking about the 90s, 80s, and the 70s, they had great tag teams. I can't say that for, you know, the 10s and even the 20s. There wasn't a lot of great tag teams. But the Usos, they elevated the Street Profits. You know, they gave Nakamura and Rick Boogs a chance. There were so many people and so many teams that they went against and just put on great matches. I mean, you will watch the New Day versus the Usos, you know, over again in the next, you know, 20 years from now. And you will do the same thing with the Street Profits and the Usos. They've really made a huge impact on tag team wrestling. But all good things must come to an end. And unfortunately, it was their time. You know, this is what the fans want. Everybody loves Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and the history that they have here in California. It's great. It's great storytelling. It's great for business. But I can guarantee you this: there will never ever be another tag team that holds the championships for 622 days in the next 20 years. It won't happen. I don't see it. I don't see a faction being as dominant as the Bloodline was for a long, long, long time. I just don't see it. So, respect to the Usos. I mean, they need a break as much as anybody, if that's where they're going to end up going with this. I really enjoyed night one. If I don't sound as excited, it's because I'm dead tired. I mean, there was emotions everywhere. Anger, excitement, stress, you know, sadness. I mean, just the whole thing, but in all of, you know, in the best ways possible. I totally lost myself in the show. So I hope you guys enjoyed WrestleMania Night 1. I know I did. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.